I'm so sick of GameStop, whether it's changing the release date or changing the price, even after I pre-ordered that Greymon model kit over a month ago. So you know what? I'm tired of making you guys wait for a review. First real grade kit of the channel. Let's do this. Hey guys, it's 101R Smith, and we are back. Today we're going to venture into new territory, and we're going to be looking at the real grade Aile Strike Gundam. As you guys know, I am primarily a master grade builder. I will do high grades if they're high profile enough, or if I'm too broke. But this is the first real grade, and that is for a reason. I've been in this hobby for over 5 years now, and I have been somewhat hesitant to doing real grade because I want you to take a look here. Look at these hands. I am 6'6" and 230 pounds. Do these look like the hands that can handle a small little frame like that with those tiny pieces? I don't think so. But I've been very apprehensive about joining this grade of Gunpla. But after sitting down for the last couple months while I've been on my latest hiatus and I'm thinking about it, why should I be scared of revealing a kit for you guys just because of the size? I mean, granted, a real grade is significantly different from a high grade, but still, if I could do high grade, real grade shouldn't be that much of a problem. And I shouldn't be hiding myself from doing reviews just because I think my hands are too big, or I think the kit is a little too ambitious for my dexterity and my skill set as a Gunpla builder. And also, you know, sometimes I can't afford a master grade, and I'm tired of having to skip weeks without doing a review, whether it's for my depression or because I don't want to build a real grade because my hands are too big. That is a stupid reason to not do something. So I figured, on top of waiting for this Wargreymon kit and GameStop's idiocy, which I've had someone actually commented, your first problem was GameStop, why did you go to GameStop? Well, I didn't have money for Image Anime, so I went to GameStop. But you know what? I gotta let my fear and hesitation out of the window for you guys. So here we are. We're going to be venturing on my new real grade. And Aile Strike Gundam, one of my favorite Gundams. Why not? Let's take a look at it and see what we got here. All built up, and now we have the real grade Strike Gundam sans the Striker Pack. And I gotta say, I'm thoroughly blown away with this experience of having this kit in my hands. Going into it, I was assuming that it would be like building a high grade except with more detail in an inner frame. No, this is a completely different animal of itself. It has a dedicated inner frame from out of the box and then you built upon it. And the experience is vastly different from putting together a master grade. To be able to compact so much little detail in one little package is just amazing. Whether it's how the arm moves or putting together the shield connection from the waist and swiveling it all into one little nice package. It just is an experience that I'm thoroughly happy to experience as a Gunpla builder. Now, while it has immaculate detail, let's see if it has some immaculate articulation. As always, we're going to start with the head. The head has a lot of flowing movement, can go up, down, 360, no problem, and has a double jointed neck, so you get a lot of movement out of this small little thing. The shoulders and arms are independent of each other, but have a wide range of movement and can go 360 degrees with no problem whatsoever. And it's kind of cool that the shoulders connected through the entry. Nice little detail. The arms are amazing. So obviously you're going to get a double jointed elbow, but look at the forearm. Look how as I slowly move it, the panels shift back and forth. I don't even think you saw this on the Strike Remaster, and I actually own that kit. That is just something else. The hands are similar to the new Gundam Verkaw, except not every finger is individually articulated. But you get a lot of free-forming movement. However, I'm not a big fan of the knuckle connection. It always frustrated me, even at master grade skill, and this is no different. The waist has a vast amount of movement as it's double jointed. The side skirts, front skirts, and back skirts will be the bane of your existence on this kit. The legs have an incredible amount of movement and shifting armor, which is very reminiscent of a master grade. And the ankles and legs are cut up into different segments as well, so you're going to get a lot of movement. I'd say this is one of the most articulated Strike Gundams I've seen. Now, like any other kit, the Strike comes with a vast amount of accessories, and each one is recreated actually pretty well. And we'll get to that in a little bit, and very detailed too. The first accessory is the armor Schneiders, and I gotta say they're kind of unremarkable in that aspect, but they're always been one of the most unremarkable accessories to the Strike Gundam, minus the version that's on the perfect grade. I will say that these are pretty cool, that they're color accurate for the most part, and the Strike Gundam, despite the armored Schneiders not having any pegs, can hold them decently enough, and you can probably get some pretty cool action poses out of them. My only complaint is that as you fiddle with the hands, they can have a tendency to fall out pretty easily, and you can't get really cool poses like this where they should be in the hand but they can't, so pick and choose. Next up, you're going to get the beam rifle and the shield, and I gotta say these are some of the better versions of these accessories I've seen on the Strike. The shield is broken up into detail, and I gotta say that I actually do like the redesign of the beam rifle. I know they tried to pull off something like this with the RX-78, but it didn't work. But the white on it looks pretty well, and thanks to the pegs that they can hold up pretty good as well. I gotta say though, with the beam rifle, it doesn't hold that well, and I'll go into that as the peg is too loose and just doesn't have a strong connection. So that's pretty frustrating as well. It's a trend with this kit. Finally, we're gonna get the Aile Striker Pack, and it looks pretty good. It's broken up into two reds. You're gonna get your traditional Gundam red and a maroon red, and you got opportunity to add decals into it to add more color into it. It looks pretty good, and it has some of the beam sabers. Now, it is a seed kit, and you're gonna be asking yourself, can it really stand up on its own? I'll just let this clip answer that for you. The answer is no, so that means an action base is required. And after you get it up on an action base, it will work functionally enough, and you get a choice of two type of beam sabers, one without a peg, one with the peg. Go with the peg because the one without the peg is just for show, and that's going to allow you to have the beam sabers, which I gotta say, aren't designed like traditional high-grade beam sabers. A lot more bigger and fuller detail. I gotta say, that is a bonus. Now we're up on the final part of review, and I gotta say, I'm a little bit mixed. When I opened up the box, when I built the kit, and even as I was filming this review, I was actually feeling pretty positive and going, wow, this kit is amazing. I'm so happy to have it as my collection. This might be my foray into real grade. But now at the end, I'm feeling rather mixed. This kit is a great looker. It's one of the best looking Strike Gundams I've seen outside of the perfect grade. And let's just say, this is only the beginning of that train. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But it does have a lot of problems. For example, as I stated before, the beam rifle peg is so weak that it actually broke off into my hand on the Strike Gundam. So now my Strike will never be able to hold that beam rifle again. And it was actually a pretty good looking beam rifle. I'm very frustrated with that. Another aspect that I'm really irritated about are the skirts. And I don't just mean the side skirts. I mean the front skirts and the back skirts too. They just keep flopping off, and towards the end of review, I just said, fuck it, I'm done. And I don't know if it's the connection, I don't know if they didn't make the ball joints big enough, but these are not really good pegs for these side skirts and front skirts and back skirts. They get falling apart, and it was frustrating, and it made me not want to even pose it. So going into this, I don't know. You know, it had a lot of good points, had some frustrating bad points. I won't say I'll never touch a real grade again, but that hesitation is still there. Why don't you guys put down in the comment section below about which real grade I should look next? Obviously, I want to go for Wing Zero, but I'm looking for something good and something that won't frustrate me, something that will hold together pretty well. So, on that note, I am 101 Smith, and I will see you later. Peace.